When you think of Six Flags Over Texas, you might think of Titan, or the rides don't match up with the good quality rides nowadays. But look at it this way. These rides should be good, and here is why. This shall be my ranking for Six Flags Over Texas, and mostly inspired by Airtime Thrills. So here's how this is going to work. I'm going to go from worst to best. But along the way, I'm going to put rides as the worst or the best. The best are 5th and above. The worst are 7th and below. So sometimes I may put rides that are good into 7th place because they're not reaching my favorites. Coming in at last place is Canyon Blaster. Obviously a kiddie coaster, but honestly it isn't that thrilling. So that's why it's at the bottom of the list. Nothing special, but definitely not up there. There will be far better ones, but this one is just bad. Like, the ride is good for kids, and the theming is good, but I would prefer something more thrilling. I'm glad kids enjoy it. This is why it's at the bottom of my list. I don't have much to say about this ride except alright theming. I mean, there's not really theming. And, you do get some good shots of Mr. Freeze, but that's really it. I mean, it's Runaway Mine Train, but smaller and jankier. Nothing much of this ride. I really do love it, though. Great theming. Again, good shots of Mr. Freeze. Basically, Mini Mine Train, but better and older. This ride, it's definitely underrated, even though it's not, underrated, but I can see this being praised through its lifetime. On to our next one. Battle of Metropolis is alright. I mean, I really enjoy this ride. The air conditioning is good. The ride itself is good, but it kind of gets boring once you start getting used to coasters. It's kind of like that ride you'll ride because you have nothing else to ride. It's kind of like that ride. So, yeah, nothing much for this ride. Don't know how many times I said ride. So, that's why it's very low on the list. Could definitely be better elements. I do like the Joker thing. It does have fire this time, though. But, yeah, nothing much. Just stuff. Alright, let's go. Now, Judge Roy Scream, what are we gonna do with you? I like this ride, don't get me wrong. It is rough, though. I get a killer headache every time I go on it. It's good and all, but it just needs a retrack. Heck, put some Titan track on it. Gosh, it's rough. Hopefully this gets a lot more love in the future. I hope RMC doesn't come in for this one, because one, we already have an RMC, and two, what's the point? It's like, it doesn't offer any airtime. Let's keep that. It's kind of like the ride you'll go to when families are scared and stuff. So that's why it's at lower of the list. Just retrack it already. Guys, Runaway Mountain is so peak. Look at this ride. Can't you see how good it is? No, I'm kidding. I'll show you the actual POV right now. I get why y'all are mad, but hear me out. Runaway Mountain, I've rode before, and it's pretty fun, but the reason why it's so low is because when I keep riding it, I just feel like, woo, and not like, woo! You know, kind of like Mr. Freeze makes me scream. Enjoy, of course. I'm not scared of cat, gosh. But other than that, this is a really good Premier Rides Lift Hill coaster. The only one, which I really do love. I wish I could say more about this ride, but I'm on a time crunch to finish this video by 9, so I can't really talk much. Alright, well, that's it. Pandemonium. Yes, we are at the spinning coaster. Pandemonium. Now, while I might say this is a good ride, the reason why it isn't so high on the list and down in the dumps, it is because, one, capacity issues, because it always gets long lines, and two, we just don't really hit it up that much. Like, it's just that ride that we might hit up late in the day, or if we haven't rode it in a while, we'll ride it. I guess it's good. What do I mean, I guess? I love this. It's smooth, it's intense. I don't know why it's for families. It is not for families. Basically all that, but yeah. So let's continue on with our coaster list. I love this ride. It's intense. Like, intense. I would say it's more intense than Mr. Freeze because of how much whiplash it's getting. Out of all the SNS free spin clones I've seen, keyword seen, because I haven't rode any other than Batman and, of course, Joker. So that's why it's, like, not super high on the list. It's, like, too aggressive, yet I love how it's aggressive. I love the RMC track on the SNS clones. I don't really have to say anything more, because, I mean, it's a clone. What more is there to talk about? But, yeah, but definitely will be riding this. Definitely not soon. Yeah, so let's move on. Aquaman. Aquaman is actually pretty underrated and not underrated at the same time. But what makes this ride so unique is because it's actually the only Mack-powered launch coaster in the U.S. currently. At least in northern U.S. Pretty sure there's some in, like, South America. I don't know. Maybe just in China. I don't know. I'll search it up. This ride is pretty dang underrated. The max wait I usually get on it is 15 minutes. Maybe 20. So I'm glad it doesn't get huge wait times. Really good capacity. And I love the lap bars. All I have to say is really good ride. Basically good for everything. So Shockwave is actually one of my favorites. And here is why. Shockwave is an outstanding coaster. One of 2 left of Schwarzkopf coasters. Now, this coaster is old. And it's rough, is what I would say if I was an idiot. I mean, yes, it's old, but I'm partial idiot. I mean, that is true. Let's just get to the point already. Shockwave is just great at both positives and negatives. It delivers some of the strongest G-forces on the world. not counting it as the strongest, because of course fighter pilots and stuff. But it's genuinely insane to me how this has kept the same record for 50 years. Positive forces are good, which add up to the height, and especially those ejector airtime hills. Well, not really airtime hills. The part I get airtime on is that little pointy area with the sharp points at the last turn of the ride. It is so strong at airtime and positives. I'm so glad it's at my home park. Let's move on to the next one. I love Batman. Some of its elements just are perfect. Now, people do say it does have a slight rattle, but I completely agree. I do feel a slight rattle when I ride on the left. While though I do enjoy this ride, very good capacity. Most of the time the line is moving like every minute or so it should be good. I'm just saying a minute for exaggeration, but again, ride is whippy, aggressive, just a ride that you'd really like. I recommend you ride it. Titan gets kind of controversial when it comes to hypercoasters. People love it or hate it. The reason people don't like it is because it's not like other hypers. They compare it to B&M hypers, which this ride manufacturer did work with B&M at one point. That's why their track looks so similar. Actually, why it looks so, same. Definitely could have better airtime when it was being made, but honestly, I'm just happy it exists. I don't have a lot to say anymore, but I really do love this ride. Positive forces are great. I get airtime on the airtime hill, surprisingly. Mid-course kills the ride. Holy, it's slow. Sometimes it completely stops you, which, it's insane. Definitely could be a bit better. So, yeah, I think there are far better rides than this, but this one is still one of my favorites. Straight Track sucks, by the way. Next is Giants. Airtime packed, just a really good ride. Like, the drop itself gives major airtime in every place. My favorite place to go on Texas Giant is the very back on the right. The reason I do that is because it's one of those rides where the direction of your seat matters. If you choose the right, you'll be higher on the first wave turn and all the other ones, which are, as other enthusiasts call it, overbanked turns, which are the turns that are banked sharply. Really good ride. Definitely has a bit of pacing issues at the last part. I don't get how people notice microscopic dust speck of rattling, but honestly, it's glass smooth to me. Yeah, I have nothing else to say about it. Best ride, no doubts. The reason so is because it is just the perfect ride. Great airtime, great hang time, great launch, great acceleration, smooth, and I don't even know anymore. Like, there is just so much good things that come into this ride. like its theming. Holy, its theming is so good. Definitely has a better color scheme now than in the video right now. I could have done a newer Reverse Blast, but honestly, I don't really care. I'm just trying to finish up this video. But honestly, if y'all enjoyed, thank you, and comment down your opinions. I would really love to hear them. And that'll be all. Alright, see y'all guys. Bye.